the air at the top of the mountain is you're not supposed to dwell there. You've got to descend and then start again.
Yeah,
so
that's a good point. Got to come down and go back up.
Yeah,
because you look at that all the time. All the great sportsmen, once they get to the top, and then if they start at the top for too long, everyone else supersedes them.
Yeah, you've got to find ways to continually get better. I think being someone who is extreme, when you become someone who's extremely good, it's because you win more than once. People who win just once is not, you don't sort of remember them as being someone who was a superstar.
Yeah,
regardless
exactly right.
of, it's just, you've got to be able to repeat it.
Yeah.
Look at the USA women's soccer team.
Yeah.
They just win all the time.
They're fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, that's the same thing, like Jordan, multiple time champion, Knowlesy, multiple time. Even like Dustin Martin, no one will be saying the things about Dustin Martin if he only just won one premiership.
No.
He won there's been two premierships.
Two Norm Smiths.
Two Norm Smiths, Brownlow, and there's all these he's one player in a team.
Yeah.
But that is a great team that has won multiple and has had adult players win top honours in the sport. So
I think at the end of the day, like as much as individual awards in team sport are great, you're measured on whether your team is successful. And you have to be continuously good in order to win. And then to win multiple times, you have to be great. So I think, regardless of whether you win 2-3 Brownlows, if you don't win a premiership, people are going to be looking at you going, well, what are you doing?
Well, that's the biggest one, Fife.
At the moment, it is, yeah. Can he win?
That's right. Because I think there's no doubt that he's a great footy player.
Yeah.
But can he was a captain of a side that has been famously unsuccessful for so long? How can he kind of galvanise a group? That's where his leadership skills come in, like someone like Knowlesy.
That's where it comes into question, yeah.
So he can have that personable skills and can pull a group together and perform. Because really, at the end of the day, the whole 23 players or 22 players in a side doesn't have to be superstars. They always have to, you're going to have make sure players are, have role players who can play good and this sort of stuff too. So it's not just one player that makes the team. It's the group together.
It's everybody. Yeah, you can have your superstar, but you've got to be able to build the rest of the team around not just them, but around a plan and have everyone have their role.
Well, the same, even that with GW West and Gold Coast, they famously got given all of this young, talented list.
Superstars.
So many great players now who have gone off. Really, at the start, they had their top players who play, but then they had the whole reserve side that could have made an AFL team.
Yeah.
But yeah, they famously still haven't won. Well, they made a grand final, but capitulated.
Yeah.
But yeah, still
especially GWS. I mean, really, the team was stacked.
That was stacked. Still is stacked.
Yeah. And they need to be able to.
But even when they were even maybe 2 or 3 years into it, they still had a lot of people who left. And now, like Devon Smith, he's been at Essendon for the last couple of years as well, and they've all been great players.
I mean, not many people like Tom Lynch, but, he's a bloody good footballer.
No, you're right.
So, and
he's the Suns. That's another thing. You've got to make a team that people enjoy being at.
Yeah, but he's successful now. But yeah, you've got to be able to create a culture, especially in a team sport, regardless of how talented you may be. If you don't have a good culture and a winning culture, I think that's the hard thing, is developing a winning culture, because learning how to win is hard. I mean, you look at LeBron James, he didn't win until he went to Miami, where Dwayne Wade had already won and he'd already fostered that winning culture. He learnt to win there.
Yeah,
basically.
That's a good point.
He learnt how to play championship basketball. So it's the same as, winning, club hockey finals. You've got to learn how to do it before you actually get anywhere.
It's funny, people don't understand that when you say learn how to win. Well, don't you just win? No, there's the process of training correctly, having the standards. That's the winning formula. You don't just go out and perform. That's one part of the formula that makes you a great team, a championship winning team, and that culture.
Yeah. Finals is different. It's a completely different ball game. You rip up everything you did in the regular season and you start again.
Everything goes up a gear.
Yeah, everything changes. So to be able to win, and it's the pressure as well. The pressure in finals is nothing like anyone experiences unless they've played in finals.